Let's take a quick look at the new Geldor figure from the Masters of the Universe Origins line. And this really is a kind of an impulse, kind of compulsive buy for me. And it really comes down to just me being a forever Masters of the Universe fan and loving the Origins. Well, let me take that back. Loving Masters of the Universe and liking the Origins line enough because it keeps, hitting the nostalgia button for me. So I just want to keep collecting it. And that's why this guy's here. I just want this to keep going, even though half the figures have disappointed me. I just want this train to keep rolling. Geldor is a figure I have to start a video review on this character and this toy with that kind of disclaimer, because I am so not interested in the look of this figure. He's incredibly bland and boring to me. I think he is sort of like a barbarian type, but he is as simple and straightforward a figure as you'll find in the Motu line. And I guess in a strange way, that's what sets him apart. He's a highlight figure in the line because I really have no interest in owning this guy, aesthetically speaking, and like how he's going to look with the rest of the figures. He looks like a rejected WWF character from back in the 80s. And the mythos, or whatever you want to call it, the origins of Geldor, is that he just showed up, I think, in a mini comic. He was the main bad guy in one single issue of the mini comic. He was never in the Filmation show, as far as I know. They did make a Classics line version of him, but he's not a guy it's not a character with a long-standing history as far as toys are concerned. There's just not a lot of reason for this to exist, but here we are, and he is now part of the Origins line. And he is no more interesting than I expected, sorry to say, but let's talk about him. And if you are a fan of Geldor, forgive me, I'm very underwhelmed by this guy. And yeah, I mean, that's all I can really say about it. It is cool that we're getting some kind of deep tracks figures from Masters of the Universe. But he's just so not interesting to look at, in my opinion. So it's not redeeming enough that he's kind of like an interesting tertiary character that not many people would know about. Like the story behind it, maybe it's a little interesting, but not enough. But anyway, if you're interested in this, the mini comic that comes with him is Plague of the Immortal. He is very heavy on the axes. I do like that there's storage for one of them on the back. But he has got 3, as well as a shield. This one is funny to me. This looks like the thing that puts a pizza in and takes it out of the oven. And then these two, and I'm just realizing now that I think they are made to be attached to one another. Yeah, which is a cool little feature. His shield is pretty standard. He does not hold it very well. When you put, when you have the handle inserted in his hand, to bend it around the portion of his forearm that needs to be inserted there is too thick. Is it? Okay, I guess he sort of holds it, but... so he's got this very one monochromatic color for all of his garb. The shin pads are a softer rubber or plastic. The skirt pieces, and this top piece of armor is the softer plastic as well that can be removed. He's got the Origins articulation. And I really am, yeah, I'm at a loss for what else to say about this guy. He is definitely not a necessary pickup if you're an Origins collector, in my opinion. Definitely not just as far as like the design and the aesthetic. He's by far the most boring figure that I have in the in my Origins collection thus far. But I can't help myself. I'm buying everything Mattel puts out, so I say that with maybe a little bit of shame, but whatever. And that is just a quick look at Geldor.